We're the Coal Guys. I'm George.
And I'm David.
Today we're joined with our good friend Corwyn Melette. He's with the Exit Low Country. Is it the
Exit Realty Low Country Group?
Exit Realty Low Country. There we go. We're down here in North Charleston today, and we're about to find out what all the Charleston area has to offer.
Yep.
So thank you for joining us. The Coal Guys isn't your average real estate podcast.
Our mission is to give buyers and sellers the power of knowledge through their real estate transactions.
We do this by helping first-time homebuyers realize that there are more expenses that come with owning a home than just the loan.
We also understand there are many times move-up buyers and sellers have forgotten the process because it's been so long since their last real estate transaction.
We make the downsizing easy.
Once you get into the habit of working with us, the process becomes so smooth you won't mind to move.
We are also excited to share with you what all the Midlands has to offer. This episode is brought to you by Dick Dyer Mercedes Benz, the first Mercedes Benz in South Carolina. Here's what's unique about owning a home in downtown Charleston.
You don't do anything, cheap is the wrong word, but you don't do anything inexpensive on them. If you got to paint them, then, you got to, there's, potentially lead-based paint. So you got, possible, remediation, and then, but most importantly, you got to get past the architectural review for whatever it is you want to do. So you're exactly right. You have a significant amount of upkeep. You're not doing vinyl. You're doing wood-clad siding, and which means that's painting. You got to watch for wood rot, all those things.
Termites.
So it's a constant. Oh God, yeah, termites. Yeah.
So, and if you knew what you knew about Charleston, right, and you were moving down here for the first time, where is your sweet spot for somebody to live these days?
So give me an idea, budget. So let's say, to be blunt about it, it's
$500,000.
$500,000. I would be, so if I was active, meaning I love the beach. If I love the beach, surfed or did those kind of things, love a lot of fishing and wanted salt water, then that price point I would be settling West Ashley James Island.
Okay.
If that wasn't a big thing for me, if I like to hunt a little bit more, or maybe I wasn't so much into the beach, I was okay going, didn't want to be too far away from it, I would be in North area, Somerville.
Okay.
Somerville is, it's not quite the next Mount Pleasant, but it is small town feel, but with a lot of options.
Okay.
Mount Pleasant pricing now is, it's still great in comparison to, other markets. And Mount Pleasant is a beautiful, wonderful area to be in because you have easy access to the beach.
Yeah.
You have, a diverse, mix of people. You have a lot of retail, food options, all that, as well as other recreation. But your price point to get into that reasonably is going to put you $600,000-700,000 and up. You'll go up fairly easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if you wanted to be on water where you could have a boat that you could get out to the rivers or out to the ocean, and still not, is that what's a price point for a piece of land like that? It doesn't have to be close, but if you wanted a boat and you wanted to be on the water looking out over a marsh or a river or something, is that still available these days? Or
so you'll have some options West Ashley and south.
Okay.
As you go out towards Johns Island, James Island.
Okay.
You'll have some options that are going to be a little bit more reasonable. Mount Pleasant, you're well over $1 million to accomplish that. To have access on deep water, if you're on a creek, or small inlet or something that you can get out, you may be able to do that for a little bit.
Go this way?
Let's go this way. But that'll kind of give you.
What is the general public attitude for all this development? It's got to come with traffic headaches.
It does.
And things like that. But at the end of the day, you know, with the rise in the value of property and wages, you know, people.
So we like the good out of it, as you can imagine, and don't want the bad.
Yeah.
So we don't want the congestion, but we want the higher wages.
Yeah.
We don't want the, you know, a bunch of people, but we want the diversity.
Yeah.
And again, you can't have, technically you can't have, you know, one without, you know, the other. And that overall, you know, the locals, you know, I refer to, you know, the conversations at times, Waterfront Park, as the come yeah and the been yeah.
Yeah.
You know, for those who, you know, follow dialects, you know, Geechee, Gullah, you know, the people that come here, they think it's great.
Yeah.
But the people that have been here, you can break that left when this light changes. The people that have been here, those are the ones that are, that, you know, are put off by it.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of people. If I remember correctly, we're net 30 some odd people a day. I just heard a few weeks ago, like net. So people leaving, you know, military being transitioned out, all that stuff. We're net 30 some odd people per day that move into our region.
I can believe it.
And that is impressive.
How hard is it how often the homes down here come up for sale?
So usually, there's a slow turnover. It's not consistent, constant. You know, a lot of times, like, you know, a lot of houses now are not occupied, you know, full time. So, you know, a lot of, you know, foreign nationals own a reasonable amount of property here. And, you know, these are not houses that they're in, you know, for extended periods.
Yeah.
What I also like to see is which there was one under construction. We'll see if it's, the canopy is still over it. But when they come to do work on these, matter of fact, the bin is out there. But when they come to do work on these, you know, obviously older materials, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They usually have to encapsulate the house in order to do the work. So matter of fact, this one was under construction, and then that one's for sale. That's new. That wasn't up last time I was down here. So they actually took the canopy down, because this whole thing had a canopy all the way up and across it. So they obviously have gotten past certain phases of, but now you're on the battery.
This is all part of that South Abroad area, right?
Yeah, so it's not, yes, so your battery goes all the way around. Broad runs back on this side, so yeah.
Okay.
Then he just repainted this, or repainting.
So, because, you just can't come in and tear down one of these homes and put a new one up.
No. So we passed the Office for the Historic Preservation Foundation. A lot of these houses have history, so some of them you'll see markers on them that, you know, tell you, you know, what happened, whose house this was, etc. These are the old cannons from the Civil War. You know, obviously, you know, non-active. But, you know, this is the battery. Looks like we're high tide today.
Nice. This is so pretty down here.
It really is. And, you know, you sailboats, you know, yachts and things coming in, because the marina's down that way. You know, Michael Jordan was here some years ago on his yacht. You know, some people got pictures of him sitting on his deck, smoking cigars with people, hanging out. That was cool. You know, but, you know, this, you know, come out on the weekends and people out here having picnics, and, you know, obviously you got, like, people out now walking dogs, and, you know, people just enjoying the scenery. It is very, very, very picturesque.
One of the things I was curious about, because they don't let you tear down these homes, is the demand for skilled craftspeople. I can't imagine it's cheap to get, you know, to do the type of work some of these homes require.
No, so most of these homes, at least for large scale projects, they're going to use larger construction companies that specialize in historic renovations. As you get further away from the Battery, you may see smaller contractors, but they're going to do the same thing because we have a review board. So anything, especially exterior, has to meet certain standards and such.
So just, I mean, these folks have a view of the water. What is the price tag on some of this stuff?
Oh, we talking 30, some of them 30, 40, 50 million, more than that. Some of them more than that, depending upon the condition, upkeep of the home overall.
How big of a factor does the history of the home play into that?
A lot. That is a selling point at times, as you think about, well, such and such, this was such and such house, or this particular incident, or whatever happened at this location. Because as you think about it, beautiful view. Oh Lord, gorgeous views. But how practical? But if we had $50-100 million to drop on a piece of property in our pocket, we would be right here. I know I'd be right here with an ADU in the backyard.
Corwyn, thank you for an amazing day. It has been
you are more
so
than welcome.
Much fun, and so
as always, man. Anytime we get together, it's always a good time. I appreciate you guys.
So
y'all should listen to, watch, stay tuned, and follow the Kohler guys. The reason being is because they are not only experts, but they care, and that's even better. Who want a doctor? Who wants a doctor that really don't care about you? They know, look here, they know how to fix your heart, but they don't care if you live. I'm sorry. Who wants that?
Exactly.
So that is priceless.
Well, but they also need to listen to your podcast as well, Exit Strategies, because you have some phenomenal people that talk about investment and investment strategy, and just there's a wealth of knowledge because you've been doing it 10 times longer than we have. So listen to Corwyn, look up Exit Strategies on YouTube or on the internet. You'll find his podcast. So thank you, sir.
Thank you.
It has been an amazing day.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right.
All right.